Mali, Burkina and Niger to launch biometric passports under new alliance. The relationship between Mali, Burkina Faso and Niger is getting tighter. The junta-led allies will own common passport from January 29th, the date of their departure from regional bloc ECOWAS. The military leaders had already teamed up to form the Confederation of Sahel States. The three countries will join forces to create a 5,000-strong unit to fight the jihadist violence that has for years plagued the nations. Mali, Burkina Faso and Niger are set to launch a common passport under their new alliance.
This is the journey to One Africa.
Known as the Alliance of Sahel States, AES. This initiative follows their decision to withdraw from the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, a move announced in January 2024 but officially effective from January 29, 2025. The introduction of this new biometric passport aims to harmonize travel documents within the region, facilitating mobility for citizens of these countries, both within their common area and potentially worldwide. This step is part of broader efforts by the military-led governments of these nations to strengthen regional cooperation and address security challenges, including jihadist violence, independently from ECOWAS structures. The new passport initiative also comes alongside plans for shared infrastructure like transport, communication networks, and information technology to enhance connectivity among these states. Mali, Burkina Faso and Niger will introduce new biometric passports as part of their withdrawal from a West African bloc in favor of a new Sahel alliance after military leaders seized power in all three countries. Mali's leader said on Sunday. The three junta-led Sahel neighbors jointly announced in January they would leave the 15-member Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, which has sought to persuade them to reconsider their decision. Burkina Faso announced earlier this month that it was rolling out new passports without the ECOWAS logo. In the coming days, a new biometric passport of the AES, Alliance of Sahel States, will be put into circulation with the aim of harmonizing travel documents in our common area and facilitating the mobility of our citizens throughout the world. Malian junta leader Assimi Goïta announced on Sunday evening. He spoke ahead of a meeting Monday between the three countries' foreign ministers on the anniversary of the decision to form their own alliance. Goïta also said they were planning to launch a shared information channel in order to promote a harmonious dissemination of information in our three states. ECOWAS has warned that the three countries' withdrawal would undermine the freedom of movement and common market of the 400 million people living in the 49-year-old bloc. Their departure comes as their armies battle groups linked to Al-Qaeda and Islamic State, whose insurgencies have destabilized the region over the past decade and threaten to spill over into coastal West African states. The president of the AES informs Confederal and international opinion that the AES passports will be put into circulation from January 29th, said current head and Malian junta chief, General Assimi Goïta, in a statement read out on state television. However, the old passports remain valid until their expiry date. The statement added, referring to ECOWAS passports. The three countries will also join forces to create a 5,000-strong unit to fight the jihadist violence that has for years plagued the nations, officials said earlier this week. Since seizing power, the three juntas in the volatile Sahel region have cut ties with France, turning politically and militarily towards Russia and other partners. Citizens of the AES Confederation who hold old passports bearing the ECOWAS logo may have them replaced by new AES passports. The statement said, the ECOWAS passport gives citizens of member states free access to all countries in the region. It is not clear yet if ECOWAS will from the end of January 2025 demand citizens of AES countries to get a visa to visit other countries in the region. The President of the Confederation of States of Sahel, AES, proceeded on January 23, 2025, to launch the new passport of the AES, which will be put into circulation from January 29, 2025. At the national level, all the provisions were taken for its orientation to be followed. The new passport of the AES is a travel document that conforms to international norms in terms of biometry and security, as dictated by the International Civil Aviation Organization. It is a document endowed with technological innovations and which offers better protection against forgery. We can say, without the risk of being mistaken, that it is a travel document of the latest generation. You will notice that on the first page of the cover, it is mentioned at the top the inscription Confederation of States of Sahel, AES. This mention is the proof that the AES now has its own passport with common characteristics for the three member states. At the bottom, there is the mention of the emitter country, Burkina Faso, followed by the country's Amaury and motto. At this level, it is important to underline that the AES passport of Burkina Faso takes into account the new motto, La Patrie ou la mort nous vaincrons, which was adopted by the Transition Legislative Assembly. At the bottom, there is the inscription of the passport's nature in French and English. For the green passport, it is written passport. For ordinary passport, and for the blue passport, passeport de service, in French and English. For the red passport, passeport diplomatique, in French and English. And the last element of the cover page is this symbol, which means that the passport has an electronic chip which takes into account the biometric elements. And it is this electronic chip which allows the passport to be read automatically by the reading terminals in the different airports. To conclude with the cover page, it is important to point out that the last page of the cover is stamped with the AES logo, which is a high-quality gold. Once again, it is a demonstration of the existence of the AES passport. It is also important to point out the polycarbonate page, which is the data page. Polycarbonate is a special material which gives guarantees in terms of duration and which allows a lot more security elements compared to the simple paper used in the past. And also on the polycarbonate page you will see the country's motto. The new motto, La Patrie ou la mort nous vaincrons. So these are essentially the elements which have seen an evolution in terms of the AES passport. So we can say that the Burkina Faso passport is really in line with all these elements of the technical specifications of the AES passport, as it is approved by the ministers of security of the three countries and validated by the heads of state of the member countries of the AES. The validity period of the AES passport remains the same as the previous passport. It is 5 years, and the holders of the passports of the past generations, that is to say the passports with the Burkina Faso registration only, and the passports with the CDR registration, which are still in force, these holders can continue to use these passports until their expiration date. So there is no concern at this level.
Qui prend en compte les éléments biométriques. Et c'est cette puce électronique-là qui va permettre que le passeport puisse être lu automatiquement par les bornes de lecture dans les différents aéroports notamment. Et pour terminer avec la couverture, il faut signaler que la dernière page de couverture est estampée du logo de l'AES, qui est tout en or de haute qualité. Donc c'est encore une fois de plus la manifestation donc de l'existence du passeport de l'AES. Il faut signaler également la page en polycarbonate, qui est la page de données. Le polycarbonate qui est une matière spéciale et qui donne des garanties en termes de durée et qui permet d'embarquer beaucoup plus d'éléments de sécurité par rapport aux papiers fiduciaires simples qui étaient autrefois utilisés. Et également sur la page polycarbonate, vous verrez apparaître la devise du pays, la nouvelle devise, la patrie ou la mort, nous vaincrons. Donc ce sont essentiellement ces éléments-là qui ont connu une évolution au niveau du passeport de l'AES. Alors nous pouvons donc dire que le passeport du Burkina Faso est vraiment conforme en tous ces éléments aux spécifications techniques du passeport AES, telles que arrêté par les ministres de la sécurité des 3 pays et validé par les chefs d'État des pays membres de l'AES. Le délai de validité du passeport AES reste le même que le passeport antérieur. Il est de 5 ans. Et les titulaires, les détenteurs des passeports des générations passées, c'est-à-dire les passeports avec l'inscription Burkina Faso seulement et les passeports avec l'inscription CEDEAO, qui sont toujours en vigueur, ces détenteurs-là peuvent continuer à utiliser ces passeports jusqu'à leur date d'expiration. Donc il n'y a aucune inquiétude à ce niveau.
This is the journey to One Africa.